and welcome to CXO Speak, brought to you by Zawter, where we bring to you insights, conversations, and interviews with the best in the industry. I'm Jyoti Harsh, and in this very first episode of CXO Speak, we have with us the co-founder of Zawter, Mr. Arun Aggarwal. Arun is a multifaceted personality. He's a seasoned chartered accountant, a digital enthusiast, an entrepreneur, a high performer, a great speaker, and a wonderful human being. If I tell you about the first time he was telling me about Zawter, I distinctly remember the energy and the passion with which he spoke. And I cannot help but notice that every single time he speaks about Zawter, he manages to create the same energy and the state of flow that we almost always want to be a part of. So the team decided to capture this energy on camera. And here we are with the very first episode of CXO Speak in conversation with Mr. Arun Aggarwal. Hi Arun, thank you for joining in and welcome to CXO Speak.
Hi Jyoti, thanks for having me.
So Arun, tell us about your journey as a finance professional in the working in the industry and then taking a leap into entrepreneurship. So what inspired you to start a CFO services firm of your own?
The interesting one. So I started, my journey way back in 2006 when I did my CA. Frankly, from the very first day, the thought was that, you would want to do something of your own, but like a typical middle class person who just gets job as soon as he's out of the college, got a good job, thought that, probably you would want to work for a few years, get some funds, and then, take that leap of faith. But frankly, that just doesn't happen. It resulted into 9 years. Every time you think about leaving the job, starting something of your own, you get a better job opportunity, and that this just keeps
Right.
happening. Way back in
Yeah, right.
2013, mid is when I kind of decided that, enough is enough. Let's just try it out. You cannot keep cribbing that, you want to do something of your own, but are not able to do anything around it. So 2013 mid
Right.
is when I kind of, said that, no more job opportunities. Stop thinking about any other opportunity that might come my way.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, the family and my employers kind of supported big time. That is where, the employment moved to entrepreneurship.
Wonderful.
When I came to Gurgaon, given that it was closer to my hometown, all of my social economic system was around here only. That's
Right.
where the Gurgaon came into picture, and virtual CFO was a nice one because 2013-14 is the time when startups were doing pretty good. The ecosystem was getting built pretty fast, and we thought that probably this is an area wherein the businesses which are being set up now would need a lot of support as far as finance is
Right.
concerned. And
Absolutely.
it took a while to start with. People were kind of conscious about whether businesses would be happy to share their data of finance with a third party. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but somehow it has worked well. So virtual CFO is a
Right.
known name now. We
Wonderful.
built our business in and around the services which are required for the startup. So that's how it has
Mm-hmm.
been. Good 10 years that we are doing this now.
Wonderful. So, from building FinsQ Professionals to now co-founding Zawter, what gap did you happen to see that Zawter aims to fill, and how is Zawter different from FinsQ Professionals in terms of what it offers?
Yeah, so FinsQ, if one looks at it closely, a virtual CFO services is built around a few finance experts who actually spend good enough time in the industry and can actually work on a shared basis for the small to mid-sized businesses. So the clear value for money for the client is that there is somebody who's an experienced guy who can actually add value to them, which one that they cannot afford in a full-time kind of a setup. From a business perspective, it's a clear value that you derive by serving multiple clients using the same set of human power that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mm-hmm.
challenge or the opportunity that we see there is that, for somebody to grow it, the best way to grow is that you have more and more experts under your panel. And on the other hand, a lot of your dependence on the kind of services that you can deliver depends upon the kind of people that you have. So the
Absolutely.
best solution out of it is that you open up, you democratize the availability of experts from an
Mm-hmm.
in-house expert to people who are already available, people who have actually spent good enough time in the industry and are willing to work on these kind of assignments. This is where Zawter
Right.
comes into play. So while
Right.
FinQ talks about operations in finance, Zawter moves ahead wherein it says that we in India have a large segment of people who have been a CXO either in the
Mm-hmm.
area of finance, technology, and operation,
Mm-hmm.
and are at a
Mm-hmm.
stage where they are willing to open up to kind of serve multiple clients rather than just one employer that they have been working with.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of that way is a leap up from what FinQ has
Mm-hmm.
been doing, both in terms of the type of experts that you work with and in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the kind of domain that you are able to serve your clients.
Right. So, with the growing popularity of fractional CXOs in the world, in the business world, what is your take on the evolving role of fractional CXOs in the country?
See, the thing is, India businesses are growing in two different tangents. One is the bigger corporates that are already growing. They are the ones who have the capacity to, employ senior people who are coming in with the wealth of experience for them. And on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
you see a big force of small to mid-sized businesses which are aspiring to be, big businesses in the times to come. And these are the
Right.
businesses which are growing pretty fast. They need the expertise that is really required for them to scale up, because scale up for that matter
Mm-hmm.
is not easy for in many ways. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same point in time, they need to spend money very wisely. Why? Because at times your margins are not enough to kind of sustain the scale up that is required for the business. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe fractional CXOs fit in pretty well. So it is effectively a make available kind of an kind of service which is available to small to mid-sized businesses. You have a problem, you hire a CXO person who has actually had done it before in an organization probably bigger than yours, can come in, spend some time, fix up your problem, and go out of the system. So that way,
Mm-hmm.
the growing small to mid-sized businesses that India is seeing, I believe fractional CXO, if delivered well, is an area
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna see multifolds of growth from here onwards.
So I guess is that the strategy of Zawter? You're talking about having fractional CXOs, working with an in-house team. So how does this collaboration benefit both your clients as well as the experts?
Yeah, so Jyoti, so that is where Jyoti, Zotter differs. So we are not about a freelancer on Upwork. It's not about
Right.
Zotter being a platform wherein you can go find a person who is an expert willing to share his services on a fractional basis. The
Mm-hmm.
idea behind Zotter is that you are able to provide an end-to-end solution to a client. It should not be limited to just an advisory or a consulting services. It should ideally be that
Mm-hmm.
whatever consulting or an advice and an expert can give, he should be able to deliver that as well. So what we do is
True.
we actually build it in such a manner that there is an
Mm-hmm.
expert who leads a team, which is in-house,
Mm-hmm.
and the team has the capacity to one deliver and do the project
Mm-hmm.
management in-house. So that way, Zotter
Okay.
takes up this opportunity of high demand of experts that is coming in from the businesses and
Mm-hmm.
try to put it in such a manner that the businesses get the value of their buck during this
Right.
journey.
So as a co-founder, what do you think are the essential characteristics of, someone who's an expert to be on Zawter's CXO panel?
So it's pretty simple. Somebody who is having 15 plus years of experience, has been into leadership roles,
Mm-hmm.
has done some projects which are of a leadership role, and is
Mm-hmm.
coming to a stage where he is not really looking at a 9 to 6 job,
Right.
working with one employer. So a typical expert that we see are 25 plus years of experience as of now, And
Yeah.
they have, you read their bio and you say that, wow, these guys have done great job at
Yes.
respect organization that they work for.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
have built businesses, they have built brands, and are
Mm-hmm.
now at a stage where they say, no, probably I do not really want to do the same thing over and again. I would want to do some challenging ones, but I'm not at a stage where I would want to create an organization of my own. So I am
Mm-hmm.
good in one thing. I just want to do the same thing, replicate what I've done in my previous organization. And if that could be done in a structured manner, probably that is a typical expert that we aim for at Zawter.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely wonderful. It's a great insight. So, would you want to share some examples, to demonstrate the expertise of the Zawter CXO panel and how, they've helped growing businesses, have added value to their businesses?
Interesting. So, without naming, I guess we can discuss about certain areas. And the one thing that we are proud of is that the expert panel that get built is coming in from different domains, different sectors, and
Mm-hmm.
hence the real value comes in as a group. So I can give you examples of people who have experience of building the omni-channel marketing platform for people using AI for running the data sets, building
Wonderful.
the initial few e-commerce businesses in India and Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
an expert of data engineering, uh, being a CFO of one of the biggest F&B giant in India, being a CFO of a big publishing house. He rather kind of set that the India office and the operations for that particular publishing house here in India. So
Wow.
there are different kind of domain, different kind of sector expertise that come together
Mm-hmm.
under the expert panel.
So, what would a client look at? How does he understand? How do they reach out to Zotter and understand how the experts can help?
Sure. So as I told you that somebody who talks to us is not looking at just an advisory or a consulting. He would ideally be saying that here is this problem, and if there is somebody who can actually one suggest me and do
Mhm.
um, help me solve that problem. So that is what
Right.
is the real value add that comes in. Now, it could be in the form of somebody who understands your business well, or in the form of somebody who understands your problem well. I'll give you one simple example.
True.
Uh, uh, you know, Somebody who's coming in from a offline retail business,
Hmm.
looking to enter online, might need a very strong support from somebody who understands omni-channel pretty well. He may or may not really have a background understanding of the retail, but yes,
True that.
the omni channel is the real value that comes in, right? So from a client's perspective, there are two real values that come to him. One is he
Hmm.
understands that there is a domain or sector expertise, as the case may be, that is available to him, and there is a focused in-house team which develops and delivers the solution to them.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, Arun, for sharing your insights. I'm sure there's a lot of food for thought for everyone who's tuned into this conversation. So before we call it a wrap, here's a fun question for you. So if you had a chance of having lunch with any historical figure, who would it be and why? And how do you think their insights can help Zotter in today's times?
So I guess your question. I'll just mold it a bit. You say that historical. I would say any person who has had a mark on us
Yes, I
today
know.
and is
Yes.
part of the history in the making. I guess as far as either the marketing or set or sending the message out to mass is concerned, Mr. Modi is the one that you would want to
Oh,
kind of
wonderful.
look at closely.
Absolutely.
The way he communicates
Absolutely.
and the way he is able to connect with the masses is something that is worth learning, right? And I guess that's what my goal would also be if I get a chance.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Arun. Thank you. It was a wonderful conversation. And we look forward to having many more conversations with you on CXO Speak. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Jyoti. Thank you.
For everyone who has tuned into this conversation, to know more about Zawter, log on to www.zawter.com. Do not forget to follow us on LinkedIn for professional updates. You can also follow us on our other social media handles, the details of which are there in the description box of this video. This is Jyoti Harsh, signing off for now. We'll meet again in another conversation. Until then, take care and stay blessed. Thank you.